Hi, my name is Daniel, and I'm going to show you how to make a paper water bomb, which looks like this right here, as you can see. Now, this is my first time making a video, and yes, my first time making a video, so it won't have any special intros or special anything at the moment, but yeah, this is my first time, so I'm a little nervous, but I hope I do good, and something simple that I can do to try out, just see if I like it or not. So the first thing you need is paper, obviously, because it's basically the first thing you have or whatever. And you can use any paper. I'm using just regular scrap paper. You can use construction paper, I guess, but it wouldn't blow up as well. But the first thing you need to do is I'll push it down. It's half a piece of paper. Then you would want to fold it like this. So like it's a half. It's like it's a half of a square, but in a triangle form. And pretty much all you're doing is just making it so you can make a square, and you don't want this extra piece right here. So you can either cut this piece off, or you can use scissors. For using scissors, I do one of these, and people always get disgusted by it. But it's just paper, it's not going to kill you or anything. You're not literally eating it. I just do that, and all it does is wets the paper a little bit. And I mean, this doesn't have to be like a perfect cut or whatever. As you can tell, it doesn't have to be like a perfect cut. Just, well, I mean, that one was pretty good. Sometimes it gets much more larger areas, doesn't come off or whatever. It just needs to be somewhat square. After that, you're going to want to fold it the other way to make that crease. And then after that, you're going to want to, after you made the crease, as you can tell, you have that diagonal crease in for each part. After that, you just it's kind of weird, but you push it in. As you can see, I push it in those areas in together. So I'm making it look like that. Show that again. It's like this, and you push it in. That's what the crease is for, so it kind of makes it easier on you. And then you push that in. You kind of make sure it's, you know, nice and seal tight. After that, you start to fold this part up, and you do this for each side, going up. Flip it over, and you do the same exact thing. It's a very simple process. And after you have that part, it will look like this. And you notice you're making a whole area right there. You don't have to worry about that part until like the very end. And then this side won't have a hole, it will just be the flops part going upwards. After that, you fold the sides, the pointed sides, inwards in the center. Just like that, as you can see. Don't know if you can see that well, but just like that, fold it into the center, and you do that with every piece. So you just keep on doing that with every piece. After you got that part, it doesn't have to be all perfect. Pretty much that's all you have to worry about is that, like, trying to get the, there you go. That's how it looks like on the other side. After you do this part, those flops that you've folded upwards into the non-opened area corner, you'd want to, some people just stuff it in there into these little pockets that we have, but I try to make it easier by folding it like this right over and then folding it back so it makes a perfect triangle. So you just have that little thing right here, and then you just try to stuff it right into here. So that's a nice, and it, you know, keeps it in, so, you know, it doesn't open up or anything. Taping it, I wouldn't tape it because the tape kind of gets in the way of it sometimes when you blow it up. I mean, you could probably tape it after you blow it up, but I don't bother taping it now because it gives off the natural look. And origami, you don't usually use tape in the first place. So now you do that with every side, all 4 pieces, just like so. And then the other side. After that, it should look something like that. Yours might look a lot more neater than mine, but like I said before, it doesn't really matter. It just has to have this kind of fold, I guess. But yeah. And after you get that part, you'd want to fold it the other way, just so you can make sure that, you know, it's tightly there. And everything should look like this. You know, everything's nice and tight, nice and folded. You don't have to worry. And you notice you have one side that's not open, and then there's another side that is open right here. Now this is where you can re-blow it and close it back up, and you can re-blow it again or whatever, like to take it in your pocket as, like, I guess something to do while you're in class, or if you're bored somewhere, you want to like pop it up somewhere and see how many times you can do it in the air. Or I gave it to my cat one time and they didn't last that long, so my cat's vicious that way. It lasted maybe 10 minutes. And yeah, it just depends on how much. When you give it to a kid, if they're old enough to play with paper, I don't know if they put it in their mouths or whatever, but this one you probably would have to, because you had to blow it up in the first place. But anyways, the hole right here, once you have that area, you just go very lightly. You don't need to be blowing it hard. You're not trying to explode it or anything, but lightly. And as you can see, the foldings keep it so it keeps it closed and formed into like a box shape. It's not gonna be a perfect box and you blow it up, but I mean, after a while when you shape it up, some people crease the areas around here. Oops, sorry, around here or around there as such to make it like a box or whatever, depending on how perfect you make the paper water bombs or whatever you call it. Some people call them paper water bombs. I call it just boxes or whatever. But you could put the paper water bombs. That name came from when you put water inside of them and you throw them, and they like kind of work as like a water balloon, I guess. But I don't know how efficient that works. I never tried it before, but I learned it by calling it as a box. But yeah, and as you can see, it's typically just a box, and you can blow it up more if you like, or if you don't want to play with it anymore, you can just push in where the areas are open that doesn't have any like foldings at all, and you just push them in, and voila, back together. And you put this in your pocket, you know, before you go to class. Say if you have some free period, you want to play some paper box volleyball or whatever, be my guest. But be careful, because I don't know, if you get in trouble, I'm not in, you know, that's your problem, not mine. Well, anyways, this is how you make a paper water bomb, or a box in my case.